Colleen Hoover spent months scheming, plotting, and doing everything in her power to get Justin Baldoni out of the picture so she could seize control of the rights to her book. And let me tell you, she was ruthless. She didn't care about dragging Justin's name through the mud or causing chaos. Her mission was clear, and she executed it flawlessly. With Blake Lively by her side, Colleen pulled off one of the dirtiest moves Hollywood has seen in a while. She backed Blake's baseless claims and snatched the project right from Justin as if it was never his to begin with. And after all the madness she caused, she just announces her retirement? This is nothing short of evil genius in motion. But this isn't just about a book adaptation. From dodging responsibility over her son's alleged sexual scandal to scheming behind Justin's back, Colleen's actions have left jaws on the floor. The question is, does this mark the end of her reign, or is she just trying to escape the storm of public shame? Buckle up, because this is about to get really messy. To understand how everything went left, we need to take it back to 2019. Before It Ends With Us became a global sensation, Justin Baldoni recognized its potential and personally reached out to Colleen. He sent her emails praising the novel, calling it romantic, tragic, and heartbreakingly real. Justin was all in way before TikTok blew the book up, and Colleen was eating up the attention. She quickly responded, thrilled by his passion for her work. In fact, she was so excited about him turning her book into a movie that she even suggested he play the male lead, Ryle. Fast forward to casting, and Colleen pushed for Blake Lively to take on the role of Lily. She claimed to be a fan, and Justin, eager to bring her vision to life, agreed without hesitation. But here's where things started to take a turn. Behind the scenes, Colleen wasn't just advocating for Blake. She was already laying the groundwork for a much bigger power play. Justin Baldoni might seem like the easygoing, nice guy in Hollywood, but at some point he needed to realize that trying to please everyone would cost him everything, and Colleen knew exactly how to exploit that. Everything was running smoothly until Colleen suddenly flipped the script. Enter Blake Lively. Now, keep in mind, Blake hadn't even read the book before securing the role of Lily. In fact, she didn't even know who Colleen was before signing on to the project. Yet somehow, Colleen decided to side with Blake over Justin without hesitation. There was no real evidence or logical reasoning, just a sudden shift in loyalty that left people questioning what really went down. And when backlash started rolling in, what did Colleen do? She vanished from social media. Instead of addressing the chaos, she acted as if she was never involved in the mess in the first place. But here's the real kicker. While Colleen was upstairs enjoying the perks of her newfound Hollywood status, Justin and his family were literally being pushed into the basement, completely excluded from decisions surrounding the project. Fans were outraged. Many accused Colleen of throwing Justin under the bus just to elevate her status in the industry. And now that the drama has spiraled out of control, does she have the guts to face any of it? Absolutely not. She just disappears from Instagram like it never happened. But this isn't just about one shady move, because when you start connecting the dots, Colleen's entire empire begins to crumble under scrutiny. If you thought Colleen's betrayal of Justin was bad, wait until you hear about her next tone-deaf move. Imagine writing a book based on your parents' real-life traumatic marriage, then turning it into a coloring book. Yes, you heard that right. Colleen actually tried to release an It Ends With Us coloring book, filled with illustrations of domestic abuse and emotional scars. The internet was in shambles. Fans lost it, calling her out for trying to profit off trauma in the most insensitive way possible. And just like that, she had to pull the book from shelves so fast, it was like it never existed. But by then, the damage was already done. People began speculating that Colleen was growing resentful over selling the rights to her book before it blew up. She had locked herself into a deal that left her with a much smaller cut of the profits, while Justin and his production company, Wayfarer Studios, were raking in the big bucks. That realization, it might have been the start of her grudge against Justin Baldoni, but Colleen's troubles don't end there, because while she was busy scheming in Hollywood, another scandal was brewing, this time involving her own son. Rumors began spreading like wildfire about Colleen's son allegedly assaulting a 16-year-old girl he met on Snapchat. The girl, who was still in high school, claimed that she reached out to Colleen for help, but instead of taking responsibility, Colleen blocked her. Let that sink in. A woman who built an entire career writing about abuse and trauma survivors completely ignored a victim just because her own son was involved. And when Colleen finally did address the situation, her response was even more shocking. Instead of holding her son accountable, she tried to twist the narrative, claiming the girl had distorted the facts. That's rich, coming from someone who profits off survivor stories. If this was just another fictional book plot, Colleen would have painted the mother character as a villain. But when it's her own life, suddenly accountability is out the window. And once again, when the heat became too much, Colleen did what she does best, disappeared from social media. Now, let's talk about how Colleen and Blake Lively allegedly linked up to rip the project right out of Justin Baldoni's hands. The turning point? When Colleen suddenly started showering Blake with praise online. And this wasn't just the usual, "I love working with this person" kind of praise. She went above and beyond, calling Blake honest, kind, supportive, and an overall wonderful human being. This might seem harmless at first glance, but let's connect the dots. Around the same time, Justin was being hit with allegations of inappropriate behavior on set. The timing was too perfect. It almost seemed orchestrated. And now, looking back, many believe that this was all a calculated setup to push Justin out and give Blake and Colleen complete creative control over the film. Blake allegedly had her own issues with the production, with behind-the-scenes reports claiming she cared more about the movie's aesthetic than staying true to the soul of the book. She flexed her Hollywood power, demanded scene changes, and essentially bulldozed her way through the project. So when Colleen called her a nice human, yeah, that wasn't sitting right with a whole lot of people. At this point, Colleen Hoover knows she's in deep trouble. She thought she could manipulate the Hollywood system and come out on top, but the public is paying attention like never before. The internet is calling her out, and her reputation is taking hit after hit.